Welcome to Education, Leadership, and Beyond, Surviving and Thriving. My name is Andrew Murata, host of the show, and happy Sunday, everyone. Happy spring break for all the schools up here in the Northeast, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York. Happy spring break, certainly, and again, happy Sunday. Proud member of the Education Podcast Network, Voice Ed Radio Canada, wherever you are taking in your podcast. Thank you for tuning in live. We are going to meet Mark Housel, an author, retired New Jersey PE Teacher of the Year. Teacher of the Year. That's a big deal, Mark. And he's also an author here. Here is his latest book. Super cool. What kind of teacher do you want to be? Ton of little tidbits, ton of great little things in there for educators. So we will meet Mark in a moment. But first, a word from today's sponsor, IXL. I'd like to thank IXL for sponsoring today's podcast. Over 1 million teachers use IXL in their classroom every day. IXL is the most widely used online learning and teaching platform K through 12. It empowers schools with complete curriculum, thousands of instructional resources, robust reporting, assessment data, and more. It saves teachers a lot of valuable time with ready-made plans aligned to the standards and the textbooks. Built-in engagement tools like custom competitions make learning fun for students. And IXL's diagnostic is research proven to be a strong predictor of performance on standardized assessments. And the best part? Everything I just mentioned is all integrated into one platform, so you can simplify your EdTech tools. Visit IXL.com to lead your students towards data-driven excellence today. The link is in the show notes. And again, appreciate IXL sponsoring today's podcast. All right, let's get rolling. We're going to meet Mark in just a moment. If you're watching the show live, jump in and say hello. Would appreciate hearing from you. We're movie people here in the Murata household. We like movies. I'm only watching a blockbuster, though. I'm watching Best Picture. I'm not watching that 15th Marvel movie, the World Destruction movie. I'm not watching those. It's got to be a blockbuster. So somebody I respect recommended The Life List on Netflix, and I am recommending it to you. The Life List was fantastic. I was chatting with Mark off air a little bit about it. And really, I don't want to give the whole movie away, but a child loses their mom. The mom had done a little video, and in there she presents the girl with the list that she wrote when she was 13 about things that she wanted to accomplish. And the mother challenges her to do that, and it transforms the girl's life. So many ups and downs and things happen, and was really a beautiful story. It made me reflect on my own life, made me reflect on my relationship, and certainly the things that I want to accomplish in my life. So what is your life list? Did you write it when you were 13, like in the movie? Are you writing it now? Do you keep lists near your desk where you record things? Do you write the goals down? Because if we're not writing them down and then coming back to them, we are not going to do them. So what's that life list of things that you want to accomplish? So one of the things on her list was I want to play one-on-one with an NBA player. And through a bunch of twists and fates, she does it. And it was, it was a cute part of the movie there. So good stuff. So I recommend that. So, all right. Well, let's meet today's guest. He's coming to us live from New Jersey, Mark Housel, friends. Mark, welcome to Education, Leadership, and Beyond.
What's up, Andrew? How are you, buddy?
Good to see you, man. Good
to be seen. Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate the flexibility. Mark's a busy guy. He's busier now than when he was a time teacher, but I appreciate the flexibility joining us here on a Sunday. So, Mark, you heard the opening concept, and before we dive into you and your background a little bit, what's on your life list? What's some things that you wrote down maybe when you were earlier, or even now as you're a worldwide professional developer and author?
So life list, I've already accomplished a couple, which is brilliant. I got to see this movie. Is this on Netflix yet?
On Netflix, yeah.
All right, I got to check this out. So I want to write another book. I think I'm almost halfway done with my next teaching book. So that's on the life list. From there, we go to a book all about sports and our perspective and how wiggity wiggity is when it comes to kids and sports. And then I have a life one after that. So I want to keep writing these books. Survivor. Jeff, are you watching? You got to put me on this thing. I'm waiting for you. So yeah, there's I want to work at Disney World. I got lots of stuff I want to do, so
going on Survivor is one of those things.
Oh yeah. And your video is good for 1 year. So my video just ran up in January. So I do have to you got to be in it to win it. I got to make a new video. So Jeff's dying to put me on that thing.
Let's go. Let's go. 30 seconds, 40 seconds. We'll record this and I'll send it to you. Why do you want to go on Survivor? Bam.
Why do I want to go on Survivor? Because I feel like I have the personality to not only pull off playing the game, but to help people and inspire people at the same time. And I know people go on this show with the intent to inspire and they don't do well. I think I can pull it off. I really do. Yet you see so many people who have that plan going into the game. They get into the game and it's completely different. So I want to play the game with integrity. I'm really good at reading people. I feel like I'm really good at inspiring people. So Jeff, come on, I'm here. Let's do it.
Let's do it, friends. That sounds like surviving and thriving to me, Mark.
That's right.
Well, friends, this is Mark Housel. Mark and I have gotten to know each other over the years here. We are both Success Hotline, Dr. Gilbert disciples. He was New Jersey Teacher of the Year, PE Teacher of the Year. And I've seen Mark present. I have seen him. Not only have I look at the book here, but if you're looking for an energizing, fun, active presenter, whether it's with kids or with your staff, Mark is a guy for you. So good stuff. Mark, how's it been for you since you retired here? This is year 2?
This is my first year.
First year.
So
okay.
First year.
Scratch your first year. How's it been for you?
It's been great. It's been rocky. It's been a lot to get used to. I used to hang out with 200 plus people a day. I hang out with 3 people now, Andrew: Siri, Alexa, and my dog on days where I'm not running programs. And Siri and I don't even get along that well. So that part, that connection piece, I miss that. I miss being a teacher. I know they'll say to me, "You're lucky." That's the first thing people say. "Oh, you retired, you're lucky." I say, you know what? You're lucky because you get to do the best profession in the world. So I love the things that I'm doing. I don't regret retiring for a second, but it's been a lot to get used to, for sure.
Yeah. What drew you to teaching, Mark? And then specifically, what drew you to PE?
What drew me to teaching was I was a clown in the circus going nowhere fast. I don't even think I graduated from high school. I think they were just sick of me and they just were like, we either got to put up with this guy for another year or we just got to push him along. So then at that point it was, what am I going to do? And I looked at the high school PE teachers in my school. I'm like, they are the coolest people in our school. And I thought I can do this job because it'll be fun and it'll be easy. And I had the fun part right. The easy part, not always, not on all days. It certainly, I wouldn't say it was an easy road, but that's what attracted me right there to be a physical education teacher. You look at the class, I chalk one up for the class clowns and the late bloomers of the world. When I write a book and people are like, "Oh, I'm not surprised." Well, I could round up a whole bunch of people that knew me in high school that'd be extremely surprised.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you. The book is excellent. We're going to get into it in just a moment. What kind of teacher do you want to be? This is Mark's book. And again, he's got a lot more in the hopper. Mark, as a PE teacher, and again, you focus on play, the joy of play. Have you noticed a difference in kids with the phones and technology? Have you seen a difference?
100%. 100%. I've seen a difference in their ability to get along, to play, to even you go outside in the neighborhood and you're like, where is everybody? Where'd everybody go? And I think us adults, like, we're really good at telling the 2 miles uphill both ways story. I'm walking 2 miles up to school both ways, 10 feet of snow, carrying my sister on my back, 20 broken toes, the whole thing, because we were so tough. And I think it might be time to admit that we weren't handed the greatest piece of technology ever known to man. Andrew, you're close to my age. You're probably a younger guy than me, but we weren't handed this when we were 5 or we were 12 or we were 13. And I can only speak for myself when I say, if I was handed that thing, I'd be doing the same thing these kids are doing. And we're real quick to point out all these things that the kids can't do. Oh, they can't communicate the way we used to. They can't play the way we used to. And that's the wrong word. It's not that they can't, it's that they don't, and they won't unless we put them to it. And I've given my kids too many challenges, like 3 random objects, like a hoop, a cone, a ball. Go make up as many things as you can in the next 5 minutes to use those 3 objects. They could do it for the next 5 hours. They can come up with the stuff. They can do it. I've seen them do it too many times to believe that they can't do it. It's that they don't. And why would they? Because we gave them everything they needed to have to live a sedentary hangout kind of lifestyle. And kudos to them for all that they do accomplish. And it might also be time for us to admit that maybe they have it tougher than we did. Just saying.
That's an interesting point there, for sure. Friends, if you're watching live, this is Mark Housel from New Jersey, New Jersey PE Teacher of the Year and author. Mark, again, PE teacher. Is there value in play in the video games and the esports we're starting to see? What's your opinion there of someone who runs fun and fitness programs?
So value in the e-games that they're playing. I think there's value in anything that they're playing, but at the same time, it's where's the balance? If they're leading a healthy, active lifestyle and playing those games, I've never deterred my own kids from playing video games. I was super addicted to video games when I was a kid, but I was also outside till the street lights came on. And again, these kids are leading a very different life, not because they're not as tough as us, but because they're a product of their generation, just like we are of ours. I believe that, there's so much power in play itself. Play, you learn more about a person in an hour's worth of play than a year of conversation. That was Plato's quote, or Socrates, or actually is an argument. I wasn't there as to who said it. So I don't know. You might have been there. I don't know. But, are they getting value out of it? Is it a social thing? Are they getting the exercise they need to get? If the answer to that is all yes, then awesome. Go do it,
I thought that was me. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's my did I get 10,000 steps in alarm? That's what that is.
And what's your number today?
I don't know. I got to check it out. Hold on. I'm thinking like I might be at like 9,000. Sorry. Hold on here.
You could still go after the.
Absolutely. You and me, we'll get together.
We've walked together.
We have
the thing there.
Right.
We do little leadership sparks. What's your number?
8,600. I got a little work to do.
Yeah, that's like 15 more minutes walking, right?
Yeah, not too much. Yeah.
Look at that. He's tracking his stuff there. Teacher of the Year. Good stuff. Well, Mark, let's talk a little bit about the book. Here it is, friends. The link is in the show notes. It's on Amazon. It's fantastic. Again, really brings up a lot of great educational points. Mark, there's a lot of educators that talk about writing a book. You did it, and here it is. So tell us about it.
So the book came from, at least the title, I get to work with Monmouth University students. I'm an adjunct professor at Monmouth University. The greatest honor of my professional career is to work with those kids. And every day they get asked the same question: what kind of teacher do you want to be? We're not always going to be at our best. We're not always going to be around the best. We might go into the faculty room and Debbie and Donald Downer are there. Like, what kind of teacher are you going to be then? And, it always came back to this. And no one's ever going to answer that question with average or or so-so. Nobody's ever going to answer that. But yet we've seen those kind of teachers, haven't we? And you've had those kind of teachers. I know I have. And if I'm being honest, I've been that kind of teacher on more occasions than I'd like to admit. So, and it comes back to the frog thing. You remember the frog riddle from Dr. Gilbert?
That's your quote in the book. That's your
yeah. Can I give it away? Can I say
it?
Okay, perfect. 3 frogs sat on a log. One decided to jump off. How many are left? It's still 3, because deciding to jump off the log and jumping off are two completely different things. It's the same thing. What kind of teacher do you want to be? Deciding what that is and becoming that teacher are two completely different things. And we don't have to take ginormous steps every day. It could be a little step. It could be just trying to get through to that one kid that you can't quite get through, just trying to break through with that relationship with that child or that staff member or that person that you're working for. And it's just trying to raise the bar.
Yeah. Awesome stuff here. Friends, if you look at it, again, there's tidbits. It's not like you got to read it in order. You can pick it up, right? And Mark's telling you a great story. It's highlighted. It's italicized. There's QR codes. So kudos, Mark. Really good. But you dedicated a chapter here to our friend, Dr. Gilbert, there. Tell me about Dr. Gilbert's influence on you.
Well, Dr. Gilbert, it's ironic, you know how the world works sometimes, and it just everything kind of hits you at the right particular time. I was really frustrated with myself back in 2018, and I wasn't, the business wasn't going the way I wanted, teaching wasn't, and I just wasn't meeting the kind of standard that I wanted. And I ran into a buddy who told me about the Success Hotline. I started calling, and every day I was challenged to take action in my life. And I kind of listened for a while, and then I started to take a little bit of action. I tried to take a little bit more. And then I ran into the book. What was the name of it? Hal Elrod, Miracle Morning. And it was right about the time that I started calling the Success Hotline. I ran into that book on New Year's Eve, 2018. And the next day I woke up at 4 a.m. and my life changed completely from there. So, and again, I bring so much of that back to Dr. Gilbert. And I talked in the book about how I had a checklist of things I wanted to do. I wanted to be the New Jersey PE Teacher of the Year, and I wanted to be up for the National PE Teacher of the Year, and I wanted to write a book about teaching, and I wrote all these things down, and as a wish list. Well, that wasn't a wish list; that was a checklist. I just started checking those things off, check, and again, I've had so many mentors in my life, but at that moment in time, Dr. Gilbert was the one who really pushed me and got me checking off all those boxes. And you can call his hotline today for free, and 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minute message. If you don't like it, Andrew and I will both give you your money back. There you go. Right?
The number's in the show links there, friends. If you're listening on iTunes, that number is, grab a pen, 973-743-4690. 973-743-4690. And Mark and I both have heard so many professionals say that Dr. Gilbert has changed their life there. And I say the same thing, Mark. Most people are going to bed at 4 a.m. on New Year's Eve, and you woke up that day and things changed for you.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Yeah, it's a beautiful story and a beautiful moment. Mark, you're a busy guy. You're a PE teacher. You have 3 boys. How did you do it? People, again, talk about writing a book. How did you do it?
Well, right back to the Dr. Gilbert principle of I did a little, a lot. You can do a lot of little. You can go to the gym one time, 1 week, and you could exercise for five hours, or you could go to the gym every day for 45 minutes. You could do a little, a lot. And that's what I did. I started writing an hour a day, and I still writing on most days. I'm writing an hour a day minimum, and maybe that turns into 90 minutes, and maybe some days it turns into 2 hours. And when I started getting towards the end of what kind of teacher do you want to be, then it started really turning into 2-3 hours. But again, I'm getting up at 4 a.m. and by the time my colleagues were getting to work, they're getting out of bed. I've already been up 4 hours, and I kind of wrote this in the book. I got a major advantage over some people. I might have another day in the work week altogether. I added all together with these extra hours. I do sleep in a little later these days. Now that I'm retired, I get up at like somewhere in between 4:30 and 6 is when I get up. And I try to sleep in. 6 is all that works for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand. And talking about how Alrod, maybe Mark, you want to do it. He has the Miracle Morning for Writers, which really focuses on writing and shares the strategy like you do, an hour every morning, training yourself there. So very cool, man. Very cool.
Thank
Well,
you.
friend,
Thank you.
the link is in the show notes. Definitely check this out. And if you know a teacher, right? People are struggling. People are having a hard time. This is a great gift for people going on spring break, for going into the summer, because Mark does hit the mark with this book. So definitely check it out there. Mark, your energy level. When I've met you here on the show, I know you did it when you're teaching. You're not named New Jersey PE Teacher of the Year by accident. How did you keep up your energy level while you're working, while you're presenting? What are some strategies, things that you did to keep that energy level up?
That's a good question. I don't know. I guess I've been very blessed. You know, my parents were both super optimistic people, and I'm always moving. I'm always on the go. I love what I do. I loved being around kids. That was the number one thing for me, was the people, being around the people, the students, my people that I worked with, the people that I worked for. I just loved being there. And you know, I talked about being a clown in the circus before, talking about when I was in school. Well, then I went and got my degree, and you know what I became, right? I was just a clown in the circus again. I just had a degree now. Now I got paid to do it. It was crazy. And you know, if I'm walking, I'll tell you what, the thing I miss most about teaching is from the time you get there till the time the school day starts. Because I love to see every kid walking by my gym, and just there's the energy from other people, I feel, is what I feed off, and what gets me going. And you know, you, Andrew, say you're talking with a buddy, and I see you're both in school talking to a colleague, and I see you're both having a lighthearted conversation. I guarantee you I'm walking right through the middle of you two, just to mess around, you know. And because why so serious, you know? So again, I like to be fun, I like to be funny, and I guess I'm blessed with the energy. I bring it when I go. So not always. When I start watching TV, that's when I'm out. My kids make fun of me. 9 o'clock. When I hit 9 o'clock, I'm useless after that. So
I'm right with you on that. That's why we're tucking this show in right before bedtime. Mark, I feel, again, you and I have a lot in common, and I feel that positive energy too. But what about that kid that maybe is a little bit overweight? What about that person? You know, we talking about fitness and, you know, going for a run and being energized, and maybe they're out of shape. How do you go at that kid who maybe isn't in shape or is embarrassed to try to run because their body's just not there? How do you approach that kid?
For me, physical education is for everybody, and it wasn't always that way. And you might be able to admit that it wasn't. It was when I was a kid. It was for people like me who were athletic. And, you know, I didn't even have to be nice to people. All I had to be was fast, strong. And, you know, I was the one picking the teams, and I was the one or getting picked first. So now it's geared for everybody. Physical education, you're trying to, just like anything in education, you're trying to hit your lowest of the low learners to the highest of the high, and everybody in between, and trying to get them to love movement. And how do you do that? You give them a lot of choice. You give them a lot of ways to be successful. Hey, here's choice number 1. Here's choice number 3. Here's choice number 4. You know, did I skip a number? I think I skipped a number, didn't I? Were you paying attention?
I got you. You
understand what I'm saying. We'll have to watch this back, and we'll both laugh. But I really can count, people, if you're watching this thing. Anyway, back to what I was saying. You know, we give them choices, and we give them ways to feel successful. When we were kids, having 25 people sit on a line while one person climbed a rope, how's anybody ever going to be successful if you're the one who can't climb the rope? You know, like, and it's that kind of mentality was turning people off from physical education. Now we're trying to turn people onto it. Physical education is for everybody. So there you go.
Well said there. And again, friends, if you're looking for a summer PD for your staff, your camps, your civic groups. Mark is fantastic. I've seen him in person. I had the little puffy things out there doing the activity, and just a
Thank
lot of
you.
fun there. Yeah, good stuff. Mark, all leaders are readers. I believe that. Dr. Gilbert says it, and just always kind of looking at great books here. We just interviewed Glenn Robbins from New Jersey also. What are you currently reading?
So I'm reading 2 books. I'm reading What I Know for Sure. I'm having trouble getting the things in this camera. Can you tell? What I Know for Sure by Oprah.
Oprah. Wow.
I love this book, and it's kind of like all I need to know I learned in kindergarten-ish, where there's like little bits. You don't have to sit and read it for hours. You read a little 15-minute blurb and you're like, yes, Oprah, I love her. I think she's great. If there was one celebrity I had to meet, it would be between her and Denzel, in my opinion, that I would really, really want to meet. Anyway, are you listening, Oprah? I'm just saying. Okay. You're probably not, but I'm trying. The next one, Psychology of Money. Look at the name, Morgan Housel. So this was listed as one of the top 20 most influential books of all time. And I saw the name Housel and I'm like, dude, I got to get this thing because no relation whatsoever. And I've been really enjoying it. So good one. You know what? I'll say one thing in particular, if you don't mind me going off on this book.
Yeah.
He talked about enough. And I've been thinking about the word enough a lot lately because now I'm retired and did I do enough? And am I doing enough now? And it's human nature to really think about the word enough. And he talks about the word enough in his book. And he talks about how a lot of people, obviously not all, but a lot of people have everything they could ever need and a lot of things that they want. Yet it's still not enough for a lot of people. And the happiest people are the ones who believe they have enough, no matter what that is. Maybe it's a small house, maybe it's a small car, but it's enough for them. And I had this kid come up to me, and it was right as I was reading that chapter. It's a kid I hadn't seen in 5 years, and he came up to me and he's like, I miss your class every day. That's what he said to me. Not, hey, not how you doing. I miss your class every day. And I had like tears in my eyes and I was all welled up. And I didn't even know what to say after that. And you think about this kid, maybe I was doing enough all those years ago. And if I was doing enough, maybe you were doing enough. And if you were to ask this kid, it was even more than enough. And I bet you if you were to ask the people in your life, you're doing more than enough for them as well. And I'm not talking about not raising the bar, because we still need to raise the bar. But at the same time, we also need to give ourselves that grace that maybe we are doing enough. Maybe we are enough.
Awesome story there, Mark.
Yeah, man.
That is a great story. Thank you for sharing that. Very cool. Friends, you watching live, jump in and say hello to Mark. Pretty cool there. Mark, again, a lot of educators want to write a book. What message would you have for those people that are thinking of writing a book?
Do it. Do you remember that guy, the do it guy? Do it. Who was that? You know who I'm talking about?
Close the book and then they go.
Yeah. So I forget the author. That was Dr. Gilbert's story. This guy comes up and he was giving a seminar for a bunch of writers. And he goes, hey, you want to be a writer? And he gets out his briefcase and he's got his stuff and he looks like he's going to give this long lecture. He said, then go home and write. And bam, he closes up his briefcase and he leaves the auditorium. And that was it. You want to be a writer? Then write. You think about all the people in this world that talk about writing a book. It has never been easier than 2025 to get this thing done. And it's like, what would you do if you weren't afraid? That's from Who Moved My Cheese? You would go for it. You would go for it because you know you want to. So if there's something that you want to do, even if it's not writing a book, there's something that you want to do in this world, go do it. We have a limited time on this rock of ours, and we got to swing big. So that's what I'll say to a teacher who wants to write a book. You go do it. And don't, and I get into this a lot of times. Don't think big and act small. Go do it.
Well said, Mark Housel. And here's his book, friends. what kind of teacher do you want to be? And he did it. He did it. And here it is. And he's already got his second one on his way out. So good stuff there, Mark. Mark, something you want to talk about that I did not ask you?
Something, yes. I'm in Baltimore the other day. I was giving workshops. I sent a video out about this. So some people, you can just tune me out now if you saw my video. But I'm standing at a light and I got my wagon with me and I'm waiting to go one way. And all of a sudden I look up the other way and two cars run into each other. One comes directly at me and the man can still move. I moved way to the left and the car nailed the wagon that I was pulling, like went right over where I was. My adrenaline's going a million miles an hour. I run over the one car. He's okay. I check on the other car. They're okay. Eventually I set my wagon back up and I go walk to my presentation and the people, I had a really good friend that I was running this presentation with. I talked to her about what had happened. I'm still coming down from this thing. And then I go get my radio out. I mean, I use this radio for everything. And it's an expensive radio. You know what? It doesn't work, but my light still did. And I got to go home to my family that night. So it all comes down to perspective and kind of back to what I was just saying. We only get so much time on this rock. And why don't we just enjoy today? Why do we have to wait for spring break? Why do we have to wait for the weekend or the summer or to be retired to enjoy ourselves? We have this amazing profession and teachers. I feel like teachers have never needed inspiration more. And I know this for a fact. Our students have never, ever needed us more. So I don't know. I think we just got to enjoy this thing while it lasts. So there's my thank you.
Well said. I'm glad you're okay. Dr. Gilbert's lucky week for you, certainly.
Oh, man. Yeah, 100%.
You got to tell Dr. Gilbert that story.
I sent him. I'll send you my video. I sent him a video. He sent me one back. He didn't say anything about my video, but I'm sure he watched it. I'm sure he's happy for me. But yeah. I keep telling him. He keeps asking about the lucky thing. I'm like, I'm the luckiest dude I know. I really am. I don't know anybody that luckier than me. I really don't. So and again, dodging to the left. I can still move when I need to, apparently. And life could have changed big time that day. So I feel very grateful.
And he goes and does his presentation after that.
And it went well. It went well. I don't know. You have to ask the people.
Well, let's get rolling, Mark. This has been a lot of fun. My face hurts. I'm smiling so much here. And
thanks, man.
Again, his energy is positive, his impact on kids and schools. And you can feel that in the writing. I told Mark, I said, reading the book, it feels like I'm talking with you, right? That we're talking about teaching and education. And again, look at all the information. He's got QR codes. Great stuff in here, Mark. Really well done.
I appreciate it. I'm super proud of it. I do. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Cool. Well, let's get rapid fire. This is you blowing the whistle in class that we're going to finish up. So here we go. Last movie you saw.
Ooh, I don't see movies much anymore. The Wiz.
The Wiz.
The Wiz, yeah. I'm a Wizard of Oz fan, man.
Oh, okay.
It's all in there, right? It's like the students. It's all in there. We just got to get it out.
Well, I know you watch series. What series are you watching right now?
Survivor.
You love it.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You getting on. I'm going to send in your application.
Yeah, talk to Jeff. Put in a word for me, would you?
Last concert you went to?
Bruce Springsteen. Bruce.
From New Jersey, of course.
Oh, Bruce. How can he be that age and that good?
He looks better now, right?
Yeah. I have to sit down. He's doing a 4-hour concert. I'm the one who needs to sit down. That's crazy.
Last song you sang out loud in the car?
I sing every song out loud in the car. Like I literally have 500 songs in my brain and I don't know where my keys are or my kids are, but I have all these songs in my brain. So my go-to is Bruce, but then also like American Pie. American Pie. You and me, we would jam that out, don't you think?
Well, slows down, goes faster. I like it.
Yeah.
Favorite dish?
Anything seafood. Although I love pizza too.
You're a health teacher. What do I need to stay away from? What food do I need to stay away from as a health teacher?
Oh, what food? Oh, geez. Just the ones with 900 ingredients, maybe that were made in a lab with a bunch of people with a lab coat on. Yeah, I've been trying to steer clear of those lately. Not always.
Good answer. Favorite place to travel?
Um, I've been loving travel. I've been doing a lot of travel lately. I'm gonna cop out here. My favorite place to travel is going home.
Oh,
And honestly, like the more places I see, the better Marlton, New Jersey seems to me. For real.
beautiful. In 2025, I will fill in the blank.
I'll publish my next book in 2025, and I'll put out my survivor video and see, roll the dice again and see if they pick me. And I'm just going to keep on trying to inspire teachers because they're my favorite people in the world. And I don't think there's ever been a time when they needed it more.
In 2025, I will stop fill in the blank.
I will stop starting tomorrow. Like the diet's going to start tomorrow instead of like now. You get what I'm getting at? So I'm not waiting until tomorrow to start. I'm hoping to just let's do it and be all in all the time.
In addition to your superpower of being an amazing PE teacher and presenter, in addition to what, if you had another superpower, what would it be?
Well, I always wanted to fly. Flying would be cool. I'd be a little afraid at first, but flying would be cool. If I could just inspire people, like wave something, like have like a little wand and bam, you're inspired, Andrew. Bam, I think that'd be pretty cool.
It's not that easy.
Not yet, not yet. I don't know. Maybe you and I will figure out some sort of the secret sauce.
I mean, maybe you need one of these.
Yes, I like that.
Woo! If you weren't in the field of education, what field would you be in?
I've said 1,000 times I'd be a teacher every time if I had 1,000 lives to live. I'd have to do something where I could try to inspire people. Maybe full-time author. I would say I'm definitely a part-time author at this point. Full-time author, speaker of some sort. I feel like I was born to be in front of people and try to help them. Hopefully that's a good enough answer. What do you think?
I'll take it.
All right.
A pet peeve of yours?
Backer inners. Like if nobody's around, back in. But like we're in New Jersey, and if you're gonna save 15 seconds of your day or waste 30 seconds of my day to save 15 seconds of yours, I'm not good with that. So no offense, backer inners. We love you too, though. But
at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning, I am fill in the blank.
I'm up. Maybe I'm writing at 8 a.m. Exercising. Not relaxing. That's something that I really need to work on. Usually not just hanging out. There's, even if it's a weekend, there's stuff going on.
You got 3 sons. How many of the boys are up at 8 a.m.? One of them's a plumber. He's got to be up. I mean, he's up.
Zero. Yeah. Well, 8 a.m. on a Saturday, 0. Although the one will get up. The one, he's like an MMA guy, so he'll get up and he'll be exercising and doing his thing.
That's your 15-year-old.
The middle guy, the 21-year-old. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Very.
The oldest gets up a little early. He's a teacher, so.
What's one thing you're curious about?
I'm curious why things are so difficult. Why do we make simple things so difficult? Why do we take things so serious? Why, again, things are serious. I know it's not all playtime, but why do we have to make things so serious? We got a fun job to do. We got a lot of things going for us. And why are we so busy? I don't understand. Like we've never been able to do things quicker with these things, yet we don't have any time for anything. So there's some things I'm curious about.
Something about Mark Housel that people do not know about.
I spent 12 years as a clam shucker on the Seaside Boardwalk in Seaside Park, New Jersey. I I've shucked 12 clams in less than a minute, which is, if you were to watch and not know any difference, that's flying. But there's at least 2 guys at our clam bar that could beat me, and at least 2 guys that would want to challenge me to a race right this second. But there's competitions out there where they do it in 30 or less, 30 seconds or less, which is just mind blowing to me. But yeah.
Gloves or no gloves?
Glove on my one hand, holding the clam, and then the knife hand, no glove, and lots of scars to prove it. Oyster knives in the palm, and ironically, the person who was the owner of the clam bar, Kenny Degnan, the skipper, he was an elementary PE teacher, and I didn't have the internet, but I had the skipper, and you talk about mom, dad, the skipper that got me ready to be the kind of man that I needed to be in this world. And so I think I thank him for all he did to get me ready to go. Not just him, not just Dr. Gilbert, Chip Candy, Greg Montgomery, John Smith, all these people that just kept pushing me in the direction I needed to go in. So yeah, I keep saying I'm a lucky dude. I'm a lucky dude, Andrew.
You're going to turn out all right when a guy named the Skipper is kind of guiding you along a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a great name there. Friends, this was Mark Housel. What a joy, Mark. We need more people like you in the world for sure. I feel better. You inspired me today. Before we let you go, what's a quote that you have, Mark? What's something you live by and something that you want to share to end the show?
Well, I mentioned this before, what would you do if you weren't afraid? You would go for it. But I got another one for you. It's Dr. Gilbert quote. If this world is going to turn itself around, it's going to be teachers who lead the charge. And I love that because I can't agree with that more.
Wow.
I'm impartial.
Mark, friend, you can feel the teaching in him. He's a lifelong teacher and New Jersey PE Teacher of the Year. So, Mark, this was great. Thank you so much, my friend.
Andrew, always a pleasure, my man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
I got to get to another one of your PE sessions to get moving.
Likewise, Andrew I know he's hyped me up. I've seen Andrew present as well, and he is an amazing presenter too. And I would love to see another one of your sessions. Maybe we team up, huh?
We're trying to be great and do great things, Mark.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And friends, the link to the book is in the show notes. Check it out. If you're not a teacher, buy it for a teacher. It's on Amazon, and go for it. So, Mark, let's get this signed off here, and I appreciate you. So stay on the line a second, Mark. But we are going to sign off. Mark Housel, check him out. His link to his website is in the notes. So, Mark, thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. Keep surviving and thriving, everybody.